for the DNL National Heritage Corridor, but I was asked to be the MC today for today's event and keep everything rolling here. I'm really excited about what's going to be announced today. I'm a big supporter of trails. It's why I got involved in the DNL in the first place, and I travel enough so I can see the potential of what a trail network like this can do. And today we're going to hear about the identity of the network and the vision for it. But what's also unstated is the promise that you're going to hear from the individuals and the organizations today about their involvement to make this happen, and also an invitation for everyone to get involved on every level to make this happen as well. And I think that will come through with our speakers. Before we get into our speakers, I do want to recognize the elected officials who are here, and rather than saying people who aren't here who said they would be and omitting people who are here who we didn't know, I would just ask for our elected officials to speak up, or to stand up, and for everyone to give them a round of applause for all their support. Great, thank you all. Thank you. I'd first like to introduce Elisa Garofalo from the DNL National Heritage Corridor and Chris Cooker from the Wildlands Conservancy to talk about the partnership, project history, and the involvement of one of our funding partners, the William Penn Foundation. So, Elisa and Chris.
Thank you, Mike, for that fantastic introduction. First, let me say that it's an honor to be standing here with all of you today. You represent the past, the present, and the future of the Lehigh Valley Trail Network, which will very soon be called something else. And I'm especially really grateful to share the podium here today with Wildland Conservancy's President, Christopher Cooker. Talk about the power of partnership. This whole project began with the Delaware and Lehigh National Heritage Corridor and Wildlands because we've had this long working relationship, working towards moving forward this the fantastic connections that we have between communities, cultures, heritage, and the natural environment. The how of how we do it is trails. The answer is always trails when you talk to Chris and I.
I couldn't agree more, Lisa. Trails play a critical role in protecting our region's precious green spaces for the benefit of people and for nature.
So just about 3 years ago, we started having the very conversations that brought us to this moment. Looking back, we now have the perspective to realize that those conversations were the beginnings of an even greater collaboration around the subject of trails. Those conversations forwarded the plans that we helped develop over the past year for the initiative that we're really excited to launch today. Chris, would you like to tell them a little bit more about those conversations?
This is great, by the way. Certainly. First, I want to say just how great it is, how wonderful it is to share this day with all of you on this beautiful park in Northampton, next to the beautiful Lehigh River. As you all know, we don't arrive at moments like these alone, and they certainly do not happen overnight. Like Elisa said, we've been having conversations, just talking, really as partners do when they have a shared passion for people, for nature, and community. And the DNL and Wildlands Conservancy, together with our wonderful partners at the Lehigh Valley Planning Commission and the Pennsylvania Department of Conservation and Natural Resources, had been on the ground, leveraging plans to boost the region's already robust trail network, really to a whole new level. But there were gaps, and there still are gaps. But one day, sooner rather than later, thanks to a key investment by the William Penn Foundation, we will close all the gaps. We, the partners, were aware of Philadelphia's widely recognized trail network called the Circuit. And Elisa, actually, you serve on the steering committee of the Circuit, and we both knew we wanted this for our Lehigh Valley. So the two of us got in the car, we did a road trip down to Philly, we pitched the idea and the vision to ultimately connect our future trail network to the Circuit, and today, here we are.
So today, as we step forward together with all of our partners here, we're closer than ever to boosting Lehigh Valley with a wholly interrupted trail and greenway network. Our new network offers more than 125 miles of existing trails and plans to add an additional 100 miles and close those priority gaps, as we talked about with some of you earlier today. Growing our trail network will, it's not only about recreation, it increases our quality of life, generates economic growth, protects the environment, and improves the population's health as the region continues to change into the coming years. Did I miss something?
So, Lisa, what would you call this growing trail network? Is there a name for it?
You bet there is. So partner organizations, we have representatives here. If you would all come up and please join us at the podium to announce the name of the future of our Lehigh Valley Trail Network. Okay, thanks. Where's Tracy?
Yeah.
Brian, where are you?
Bob and Brian.
Who else? Come on.
Lehigh and Northampton.
Lehigh, Northampton counties, come on. There they are. Ed, you want to come up from the Discover Lehigh Valley because Mike was working with us? Are we missing anybody else out there? We have to have some people out there. Okay. No, Mike, it's you. You got to do it.
How about a drum roll or something?
Okay, so the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we give you the link, the Lehigh Valley Trail Network. And again, as I said, this is the visual identity, the name, but along with it comes a whole lot of vision and a whole lot of promise. And that's what we're going to be talking about as we continue the event this afternoon. And we are going to have that up once we move it over on the side here for the rest of the event.
Thank you all.
At this time, I'd like to introduce Lamont McClure, Northampton County Executive.
I just was wishing him congratulations because this is such a big day. And I want to keep my remarks very brief, but it's something that is important to me today to visit with you about just very briefly. We're at, and I've been saying this a lot, and I apologize if you've heard me say it before, but we're at an inflection point in the Lehigh Valley with respect to what our quality of life is going to be like in the near future. There's one vision of the valley that has us being an inland port where the cargo ships come in New Jersey, they're offloaded, put on a train, they come here to all of these warehouses that are being built here, and then put on trucks and put out throughout the Boswash corridor. And there's another vision. There's a greener future for the Lehigh Valley vision where we preserve as many farms, and they do a great job, Lehigh County, at this, as many farms and as much environmentally sensitive land, and develop as many parks as we are doing at Wayne Group, at Gall Farm. We have a plan for the future there. We're going to acquire more environmentally sensitive land. And one of the things we need to do is have a system like this so we can attract eco-tourists throughout that same Boswash corridor that all these trucks are going to service with these fulfillment from our phones where we're ordering all these products from Amazon. We can attract these same people to come here to the Lehigh Valley to use the 300 miles of trails and waterways that are in Northampton County, and then the hundreds of miles of more that are going to be added. We're hooking up with Lehigh County and bring $1 billion to the Lehigh Valley in ecotourism. So not only are we preserving our quality of life, which is the reason we're all living here, we're also going to make a little money doing it. And boy, isn't that a great thing. So again, congratulations. And the Link Trail Network, I look forward to getting on it.
Thank you, County Executive McClure. Now we have Phillips Armstrong, who's the Lehigh County Executive. Phillips.
Thank you. I always get to go after Lamont, and he always gets to say everything that I was going to say. But first of all, definitely congratulations. Just looking at the sign as I came in, and I had to smile because it said, we need to start our young people on this path. And I'm beaming here because my daughter went on to major in environmental science at Penn State, voted the most likely to change the world. So I think I did make a difference, so I'm glad of that. But thank you. Quality of life, as Lamont said, I think it is one of the most important things that we have here in the Lehigh Valley. The DCNR has done some surveys and has found out that physically active people are healthier. Contact with nature relieves stress. And after doing my budget the last couple of weeks with the commissioners, I'm about to camp out for the next month. If that's what really works, I'm going to use it. But as Lamont said, the jobs that are coming to the Lehigh Valley now aren't necessarily our manufacturing jobs that they were in the past, where they need to be near natural resources. Olympus, for example. We need to start attracting quality workers. To do that, we have to have a quality of life. And this is what this trail system does. This hooks us up with Carbon County and Northampton County. And it's one thing we all know. We always talk about the Lehigh Valley. We don't say Lehigh County or Northampton County. And I think there's no better example in the state of Pennsylvania of two counties getting together more than Northampton County and Lehigh County. We are so proud to be a partner of the Delaware and Lehigh National Heritage Corridor. Northampton County, Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, and all these nonprofits closing this gap in the trail. There goes my speech, that's all right. Closing this gap on the trail means so much for us. We have in Lehigh County set aside I think at least 25,000 acres in preserved farmland, scenic views, river walks. This adds to it. Even though Lehigh County does not have a state park like Northampton County, we do have a nature preserve, and we're very proud of that. But all of this links us together, and that's why I am so proud to stand here today as being a sponsor to help make this possible. And congratulations to everybody that worked on this. Thank you.
Great, thank you, County Executive. This time we'll have Tracy Oskovich from Lehigh Valley Planning Commission to talk about the significance of trails for transportation and outdoor recreation.
Good afternoon. We're honored at the Lehigh Valley Planning Commission to be a partner in this exciting effort to make an already great trail network more usable and more accessible to more people. The Link branding and building effort comes at a perfect time, as LVPC will spend the next year working with our partners to develop Walk Bike LV, an active transportation plan for the Lehigh Valley. Walk Bike LV is hand in glove with what our partners here today, and that is to fill the gaps in our trail network, sidewalks, road system to create one robust commuter and recreation network that allows people to navigate safely anywhere in the Lehigh Valley, even if they don't have a car. The network will provide an alternative transportation option to get to work, shopping, dining, sporting events, attractions, and festivals throughout the Lehigh Valley. It will provide connections to Lanta Hub, and our future connection and the future connections will provide direct off-road routes to large companies, health networks, additional urban, suburban, and rural communities. It goes without saying that this promotes healthy living and cleaner air, but this is about so much more than that, as we've heard from some of our other partners here today. A connected multimodal network not only raises the quality of life for the people who live here, but it makes the region more attractive for businesses looking to expand. It's recreation, commuting, and it's economic development. It's that important to the overall health of the Lehigh Valley. So it is with great honor that we join our partners here today in celebrating the launch of Link.
Thank you, Tracy. We're very fortunate to have the Lehigh Valley Planning Commission on board, as they're involved with so many things dealing with transportation here, and that's certainly one of the key aspects of the link. At this time, I'd like to invite up Steve Johnson from LL Bean to talk about business and economic development.
Good afternoon. I'm Steve Johnson, Field Operations Manager for the Outdoor Discovery Schools for LL Bean. And I've been asked to speak about the benefits of trails and green space to business. And instead of using this time as a shameless plug for all our products and that sort of stuff, I'd really just like to talk about what it means to us to be in the outdoors. So at LL Bean, we understand the value of outdoors and having outdoor experiences. We know that people who spend time outdoors are happier, healthier, more productive humans and employees. We encourage not only our staff, but all to get outside. It's part of our Be an Outsider campaign and our philosophy for the shared joy of the outdoors. So it's great to be outside, right? We all know this intuitively. We feel it with each step and each deep breath that we take outdoors. After all, it's where we humans spent the vast majority of our existence. Only about 5% of our time as people these days are spent outside. And at Bean, we believe a single day shouldn't go by that people shouldn't allow the magic of the outdoors to be bestowed upon them. So we set out last year, we started a movement called Be an Outsider at Work. We set up office space in New York, Chicago, Boston, and Philadelphia in parks and green spaces. We provided opportunities for companies to use these outdoor offices for team building and for meetings. We worked with Lee Stringer, who is an internationally renowned workplace strategy expert, and we put together essentially an office outdoors. We started the movement to challenge the norms of the workspace. So employees in knowledge-based roles are realizing that their performance is not tied to an office anymore. Okay, we can essentially, I work out of my home, and a lot of times I work on my deck because it's just absolutely beautiful. So connecting today's announcement about the link and LL Bean's movement to be an outsider at work is really easy for me. The link will enhance opportunities for employers and employees alike to get outside. Growth of the trail network will increase quality of life, generate economic growth, and protect the environment. While recreation is a huge part of the link, it's only a small part. An outsider at work, or I would like to end with a few ways that the link and Be an Outsider at Work complement each other. So it's proven that we generate better ideas outside. So I'm going to challenge companies to use the link in their next brainstorm session and make it a blue sky brainstorm. Okay? Take it outside. Weekly check-ins with our managers and employees to catch up are many times, really interrupted with distractions and just not as productive as they can be. Instead of having a check-in, I challenge you to have a check-out. Take a walk with an employee. If you've got a hard conversation to have, it's a whole lot easier to do that outdoors than it is indoors. So for us, the link will assure that most people in the Lehigh Valley have access to green space a short distance away from either their home or office. And at LL Bean, we challenge you, employers and employers, to be an outsider at work. Because at LL Bean, if it's outside, we're all in. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. And certainly some really good ideas that we can all take to heart. Finally, I'd like to have Kim Schaefer from Community Bike Works to come up and talk a little bit about the significance of trails for community and our youth.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having us here to join in this exciting day. The students of Community Bike Works, who are over there, love to ride their bikes. And we are really so grateful for the partnerships like these that allow us to create expanded opportunities for them to do so. It's really exciting for us to celebrate the Link network and all that that will mean for the young people of Allentown and the Lehigh Valley. I think one of the best things about working with kids is that they are interested in everything and everything affects them. So when we talk about the Link, there's 5 main components and benefits that we'll be talking about. There's outdoor recreation, there's health and wellness, there's alternative transportation, there's economic growth, and there's the environment. And the kids of Community Bike Works and all youth are affected by and really care about all of those issues. So for outdoor recreation, our students regularly ride the DNL trail between Allentown and Bethlehem, and we take them on regular Saturday rides to trails across the Lehigh Valley. So we're especially looking forward to the expanded connectivity so that they'll be able to experience more outdoor places. Health and wellness. One of the reasons that our students love to ride is that they know riding bikes makes them feel good, physically and mentally. And as other speakers have said, it helps with your approach to life. We have students who ride each week during the ride season with the Lehigh Wheelmen. They'll go 20 or 30 miles each week. One of our students, Trey, who could not be here today, he really grew to enjoy these long bike rides, which he called, totally his words, a mindfulness minute, but longer. Alternative transportation and economic growth. We have students who ride their bikes to after school and summer jobs. And again, they use the trail network to get there. That becomes an equity issue, which is really important for our students. You shouldn't have to be able to afford a car to get somewhere in the Lehigh Valley. The trail really helps with that. I also am pleased to be able to serve as the vice chair of the board of LANTA. And LANTA, of course, is committed to helping riders make that last mile connection between the bus stop and their homes. So it is really important when we're talking about all forms of alternative transportation that our local bus system will be a part of that as well. And then finally, the environment. Our teen leaders have spent the past several semesters in our youth leadership sessions focusing and learning about sustainability. This summer, students read a novel about environmental justice, and they studied climate issues. They even went to New York City for the Youth Climate March that was held this summer. Environmental justice is something they care a lot about. As they told me, it's their future. The Link Network is an important piece of building community and making a better future for everyone, including the young people of Community Bike Works and young people all across the Lehigh Valley. So thank you to everyone here for making this happen.
Thanks, Kim. And a special thank you again to all of our partners on the steering committee, our partners on the municipal level, the county level, the state level, and all the funders that have gotten us to this point. And it's somewhat cliche, but it's important to say that this isn't the end, this is the beginning. And there's a lot of activity that needs to happen from our partners and institutions, from our government officials, and also from all of us. If this is something that we believe in and something that we support, we need to show up. And that's the invitation that I talked about at the beginning. We need to show up at public meetings and advocate for this. We need to use the trail. We need to talk to our partners and tell them how important this is. Because it's up to us to make this happen. And with the promise of it, I know I'm excited. I know a lot of other people are too. And I know some of the people who are excited are young people who will be taking the inaugural group ride on what is now known as the Link, and one of the components of the Link here at the DNL here in Northampton. So I do want to thank everyone for coming out today. And Claire, we're going to have him get going over there, right?
Yes, we invite anyone that wants to bike or walk behind the students. They're going to be going up just to the top of the Canal Street Park and back. But we also have all sorts of car magnets and stickers and all the fun stuff.
Swag is available.
Come on over and grab swag and grab some refreshments and hang out and celebrate. So thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you very much.
Well, I heard your name a little, and that's only because you're new. Oh, thank you. They look like they have the spirit of Pepper, but their teacher, a girlfriend of mine, Maven. And she's like, oh, she's what do you do? And I'm like, just come on, do it more, because
Grab some information and grab a sticker for your bike or helmet or something if you'd like, a car magnet. And if anyone wants to use the selfie frame, we've got to get some good selfies. We do have a Facebook page that went live about 2 hours ago, and there's a website that went live at noon. Margaret, are you going to use the selfie frame for us? Can we get some photos? Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, they're headed there for a little bike ride.
Yes, please. You too.
Well, these are some of the people, or dignitaries that were here.
As soon as that meeting was over, I scoped out more of the...
This is the refreshment stand where they have some refreshments and stuff here.
What do we got here? Huh? What do you think, Henry?
Hey, great job, Mike.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. High school, yes, this sort of thing. Like you always do it else. Oh, yeah. That's even better. Because you're not resting until this during the rest of the
Yeah.
Their legs go right underneath their handlebars. So we'll bring that.
Well, the new trail network for the Lehigh Valley will be called the Link Trail Network.
Oh, boy.
All right. And you're getting Rick and Bob in there to join
Okay,
you.
all right, come on. Yeah, we'll do that. All of the individual trails don't. Yeah, we have. We're a little wider. Is that what the...
You got the bike behind you too. Look at that. I will. There we go. Thank you.
Okay, this concludes the ceremonies for the new Link. Happy trails.